Alright, what is up YouTube? So, I have a cold. I've had a cold. So I'm going to be showing you dynamics in Cinema 4D. So, your bottom should be a floor. Now, the floor is because when the dynamics happen, it won't be falling. It doesn't code a floor to fall because it's a floor. So, you add your text, change the alignment, whatever, because, yeah. So, add your text, and then add a plane, make it Z plus if you're going to be making it in front of your text. Sorry, yeah, I have a cold, so it's like, yeah. And then customize it. This is the first time I've recorded myself like this. Oh yeah, the most important part about the plane. The important part about the plane is the width and height segments. They have to be at 1, unless you want to go around. When we're going to shatter the plane, you have to select the segment, so if you have it at a bunch, you're going to have to select each one. Anyway, the dynamics in Cinema 4D are what create it to act like a real life thing. So, with the dynamics, they get affected by gravity unless you tell them not to. If they hit each other, they're going to bounce off each other at the rate that you want to. It's just like real life, but you're like playing God. Ugh. So here we have me just being stupid and changing the text and lagging. I'm gonna try and select text that's gonna lag for an excessive amount of time, which really takes me off. But anyway, dynamics, I mean, like, this is just a small part about dynamics, but so yeah, basic dynamics tutorial. I'm going to be having a second channel that's going to be for Photoshop, because honestly I love Cinema 4D way too much to just not make tutorials on it or anything like that. So Photoshop, if I do, it's going to be in a second channel. And yeah, I also got Counter-Strike Global Offensive, or CSGO, that because everyone else is playing it, and wanted to make a video on it, but I'd rather not make a video by myself on a game. So if anyone wants to make a video with me on that, hit me up. Blah blah blah. Customization, you know. This will be like so you don't have to pause your video. You can just keep going as I sit here and do this. So I make that 2000. And then the important part, I believe, is coming up. So I just look at it to see if my text is gonna fit in there properly and look nice. So now I think I add my dynamic tags to my floor and my text and my plane. Right click, go to simulation tags, rigid body. For your MoText, same thing, simulation tags, rigid body. Plane, simulation tags, rigid body. For the floor, you don't have to change anything. For the text, you want to change the dynamic off so that it doesn't fall down or it's not affected by gravity. The plane, you will leave this because you do want it to be affected by gravity when the text hits it. So the plane, you want to click on C to make it editable, or right click and make editable like I just showed. Click on the side selector and pick the side, like the one side, that's why. So, or the segment selector and the one side selector. So you want to go to your knife tool and just start making cuts through it like this. It doesn't matter, you don't have to make that many because you're going to subdivide it, but just make a decent amount. And when you subdivide it, it's going to put a point in the middle and put a line connecting it from each perpendicular bisector. So click on subdivide, you don't have to click the settings, and now you have a bunch more, and I just end up making a bunch of more cuts like a dingus. So now you want to right click one more time and click on the settings for disconnect and turn off preserve groups. That's important, otherwise it's not going to actually fall apart. It's going to fall apart and there's going to be a bunch of lines sitting there. So now that you have this, your plane parts are disconnected. So you want to go to your plane dynamics body for the tag and click on trigger on collision, and then the individual elements, turn that onto all. That will make sure they aren't all still put together. I don't know why I have to do so much to get them separated, but it's just how it works. So now that you have that done, go to your MoGraph and fracture. That is what makes the other effect, mo object affect it in the way that you're supposed to. On your fracture is also a mo, so that's what makes them affect each other and work together. On your fracture, you want to go to the mode and change it to explode segments. So now that you have this done, you want to keyframe your mo text through your plane so that is on the other side at a certain frame, and it will go through it. And when you have this done, when you click play, it is going to break the plane, or what you have it going through. So you have it doing this, and it looks ugly because you're breaking a two-dimensional object. So now, I know for older versions, it's cloth NURBS, but for Cinema 4D R16, it's simulate cloth and it's cloth surface. They're the exact same thing, just a different name. So you drag your fracture into cloth surface and click on it and change the thickness to whatever you want. See, it makes it 3D. That's essentially all it does. Well, essentially all we're using it for. And now you have 3D. Now, I didn't realize this for a few seconds because I was just being weird. Your text has to be a little bit thicker to affect it properly, or the way that you want it. But anyway, I fixed that in a few seconds. I'm gonna go back and change the bounciness of my floor, because as you can see, pieces that hit the floor bounce up. So go to your dynamics body, bounce, it's at 50%, which seems like it'd be really low. And then friction, I turn that up. So go to the beginning, press play, and now they just hit the floor and don't come back up. It is a bit laggy for me because I was running recording software and listening to music. So I go to my mo text and I end up making it a little bit bigger. I think for my 50 subs, I'm gonna make an intro template that uses this sort of effect. Oh yeah, I tried to make it faster. If you make it faster, it doesn't do that. It doesn't affect it when it's like this. So anyway, yeah, not this, not even probably the shattering effect, but I mean the dynamics, because you see intros with the gears, so they use dynamics because obviously they're not going to keyframe the gears to look how they're supposed to perfectly like that. It's kind of hard to do that and more time consuming than adding your dynamics. So now that you have this, yeah, I believe this is where I stopped and started messing around with the lighting and render settings, which I always enjoy doing because, you know, it just makes it look nicer. Anyway, I think there's one other thing I wanted to talk about. I got a new camera, so I'm probably gonna be doing stuff with that. I don't know. Of course, I've been posting only once a week. I'm probably gonna try and post more. I just gotta figure out what I want to post, because I mean, dynamics is something cool. I could not pass up posting a tutorial on dynamics in Cinema 4D. Not only is it something a lot of people don't know how to do or try to do because they don't know exists, but it works really well, and you could do so many things with it. Probably gonna do a tutorial on render settings and lighting, and probably textures all in one because they're pretty small, but they're important. So if I spend like 10 minutes on each, I get a 30-minute video. 5 minutes, 7.5 minutes on each, so I can just want to get a decent sized video, but I want it to be important and have the meaning that it needs to carry. And then probably speed art would be fun too. Speed art with this stuff, I don't know. I don't want to offer anyone to give me something to do because I ask for money now, because honestly it was getting ridiculous. I got like 10 requests to do stuff and I was just overwhelmed by it. So this one looks retarded because I just put a white texture on it. This is pretty much the end of the video. I don't have any more to talk about, and at this point I'm just messing around with the render settings. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, and you don't have to comment, and you should probably subscribe, I mean, if you haven't already, and share me with your friends, because I'm sure everyone would enjoy a graphic designer somewhere, just in case, you know, have like $10 laying around, and it's like, oh my god, I need something done, you know.